Welcome back, coin collectors. Today, we're counting down the top 10 most valuable wheat pennies that have sold for huge amounts of money. Some of these pennies may be hiding in your collection right now, so stick around to see if you own one of these rare gems. First up, the 1957 Lincoln wheat penny with a large date and D mint mark. But this isn't just any penny, it's in full damaged condition. Let's explore its value in today's market. The Lincoln wheat penny was first minted in 1909 to honor the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln. The 1957 version is particularly interesting because it features the iconic wheat ears on the reverse side and the large date format, which makes it easy to distinguish from its small date counterpart. Now, this penny comes from the Denver Mint, as indicated by the D mint mark located just to the right of Lincoln's shoulder, but what makes this coin special today is its condition. A full damage condition means that it has significant wear, scratches, or even dents that affect its overall appearance. So, what's this damaged 1957 Lincoln wheat penny worth in today's market? The value can vary widely based on the extent of the damage. Generally, most 1957 D mint pennies in full damage condition are valued between 10 to 25 cents. However, if the damage is severe and affects the coin's collectible appeal, it might fetch only around 5 to 10 cents at auction. While damaged coins are often less sought after, collectors might still find value in them for their historical significance or as fillers in their collections. It's always fascinating to see how the market fluctuates based on collector demand and trends. So there you have it, the 1957 Lincoln wheat penny with a large date and D mint mark in full damage condition. Even in less than perfect shape, this penny still tells a story of America's past. If you have one of these coins lying around, be sure to check its condition and consider what it might be worth. Next up, the 1939 Lincoln wheat penny with a large date and D mint mark. And guess what this one is in damaged condition? Let's dive in and discover its value in today's market. The Lincoln wheat penny, first minted in 1909, features the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and 2 ears of wheat on the reverse. The 1939 issue is part of the final years of the wheat series, and this particular coin has a large date, which is easy to identify compared to the small date variety. Now, let's talk about the mint mark. The D on this penny indicates it was minted in Denver, but today we're focusing on its condition. A damaged coin can have anything from scratches and nicks to more significant wear or corrosion. This affects not just its appearance but its overall value as well. So what's the value of a 1939 Lincoln wheat penny in damaged condition in today's market? You can expect to see values ranging from 10 to 25 cents, depending on the extent of the damage. If the damage is more severe, like deep scratches or heavy corrosion, it might only be worth around 5 to 10 cents. While damaged coins are often less appealing to serious collectors, they can still hold value as historical artifacts or for those looking to fill their albums. Some collectors appreciate the story behind a damaged coin, as it often shows its journey through time. In summary, the 1939 Lincoln wheat penny with a large date and D mint mark, even in damaged condition, is a fascinating piece of American coinage. It's a reminder of our history and the changes in coin design over the years. Next up, the 1909 Lincoln wheat penny with a large date, no mint mark, and in extra fine condition. Curious to know its value in today's market? Let's dive right in. The Lincoln wheat penny was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, Lincoln himself. The 1909 version is significant not just because it's the first year of issue, but also because of its historical importance to American numismatics. This coin was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, which is why there's no mint mark. The large date variety is a key identifier, making it easier to distinguish from smaller date formats of other coins. But the standout feature here is the extra fine XF condition coins in this grade have only minor signs of wear, with sharp details on Lincoln's portrait and the wheat ears on the reverse side. This condition is crucial for collectors looking for well-preserved, early-year examples. So, what's the value of this 1909 Lincoln wheat penny with a large date and no mint mark in extra fine condition in today's market? This coin typically sells for $15 to $25. Depending on demand and the exact condition, it can even go as high as $40 at auctions or among serious collectors. This coin holds a special place in the hobby, making it a prized item for those who want to complete their wheat penny collections. What makes this coin even more sought after is its historical significance. As the first ever Lincoln penny, it's a must-have for many collectors. The demand for 1909 Lincoln wheat pennies, especially those in extra fine condition, remains strong because these coins are over a century old and have a rich backstory. In summary, the 1909 Lincoln wheat penny, with a large date, no mint mark, and in extra fine condition, is a true piece of American history. Its value can range from $15 to $40 depending on the market and collector interest, making it an exciting find for anyone lucky enough to come across one. Next up, the 1916 Lincoln wheat penny with a large date and, interestingly enough, in dirty condition. Let's find out what this penny is worth in today's market and why it still holds significance for collectors. The Lincoln wheat penny, first introduced in 1909, features a portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and 2 ears of wheat on the reverse. The 1916 issue is part of the early years of this iconic series and is highly collectible, especially the large date variety. This specific coin was minted in Philadelphia, which is why there is no mint mark. The large date is easy to spot, distinguishing it from the small date version of the same year. Now, let's talk about the condition. While many collectors strive for pristine coins, this penny is in dirty condition. This means it may have grime, discoloration, or other surface issues that affect its appearance. Though it may not be appealing to everyone, it can still have value in the right context. So, what's the value of a 1916 Lincoln wheat penny in dirty condition in today's market? You can expect this penny to be worth around 5 to 15 cents. The exact price can vary based on factors like the extent of the dirtiness and whether it has any significant scratches or other wear. Keep in mind, though, that some collectors might be willing to pay a bit more for a coin from this era, even if it's not in pristine condition. While dirty coins may not attract the same interest as those in higher grades, they can still tell a story. Some collectors appreciate coins in less than perfect condition because they reflect the history and journeys these coins have taken. A 1916 Lincoln wheat penny, even in dirty condition, is part of a larger narrative in American history, making it an interesting find for anyone looking to build a diverse collection. In summary, the 1916 Lincoln wheat penny with a large date and no mint mark, in dirty condition, holds a modest value of around 5 to 15 cents in today's market. It's a reminder that not every collectible needs to be in mint condition to have worth or significance. Next up, the 1920 Lincoln wheat penny with a large date and no mint mark. This one's in very fine condition, and we're going to find out what it's worth in today's market. Stick around to discover its value and historical significance. The Lincoln wheat penny is one of the most recognizable coins in American history, first minted in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. This series ran until 1958. The 1920 Lincoln wheat penny, minted at the Philadelphia Mint, carries no mint mark, and that's a key detail to remember. With the U.S. recovering from World War I, the year 1920 was an important time, and coins from this period are especially valued by collectors. Let's talk about the large date. It's one of the easiest ways to identify this coin and helps distinguish it from other varieties. Now, what does very fine condition mean? A coin in this grade will show some wear, but the major design elements like Lincoln's hair, face, and the wheat stalks on the reverse side are still well defined. This level of preservation is a big factor in determining its value. So, what's the 1920 Lincoln wheat penny with a large date, no mint mark, and in very fine condition worth today? Based on recent sales and auction prices, you can expect it to be worth around $0.50 to $2. While it's not a high-value coin, its appeal lies in its age and condition. The higher end of this range would be for coins with more detailed features and minimal wear. Even though the 1920 Lincoln wheat penny is common, it holds historical significance. For collectors looking to complete a wheat penny set, especially with coins from the early 1900s, it's an important addition. Its demand is steady among collectors, particularly for those in very fine or better condition. Coins from this period reflect a fascinating time in American history, and owning one is like holding a piece of that story. In conclusion, the 1920 Lincoln wheat penny, in very fine condition, may not break the bank, but it's still a valuable collectible for those who appreciate early 20th century coins. With a value ranging from $0.50 to $2, it's an affordable way to own a piece of history. Next up, the 1929 Lincoln wheat penny with a large date and no mint mark. We'll discuss its unique features, historical significance, and most importantly, its value in today's market. Let's get started. The Lincoln wheat penny, first minted in 1909, has become a staple in American numismatics. The 1929 coin is particularly noteworthy because it falls during the late 1920s, a time of economic optimism before the Great Depression. This penny was minted in Philadelphia, hence the absence of a mint mark, and it features a detailed portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front and 2 ears of wheat on the reverse. One of the key features of this penny is the large date. It's easy to identify and differentiates it from the small date version from the same year. Now, what about the condition? A coin graded as fine will exhibit moderate wear, with some details still visible but less defined than in higher grades. You can expect some wear on Lincoln's hair and facial features, as well as the wheat stalks on the back. So, what's the value of a 1929 Lincoln wheat penny with a large date and no mint mark in fine condition in today's market? This coin typically sells for about $0.15 to $0.50. Although it's not a high-value coin, it still holds a place in many collectors' hearts, especially for those focusing on completing their wheat penny collections. While the 1929 Lincoln wheat penny is quite common, it remains a popular choice among collectors. Coins from the late 1920s can spark interest not only for their design, but also for their historical context. They represent a pivotal moment in American history as the country was on the cusp of significant economic change. Owning this coin connects collectors to that era, making it more than just a piece of currency. In summary, the 1929 Lincoln wheat penny with a large date and no mint mark in fine condition is valued between $0.15 and $0.50 today. While it may not be a high-ticket item, it's a great addition for any collection and an interesting part of American history. Next up, the 1952 Lincoln wheat penny with a large date and D mint mark, found in a brown color shade and dirty condition. We'll explore its unique features, condition, and what it's worth in today's market. Let's get started. The Lincoln wheat penny, introduced in 1909, is one of the most beloved coins in American history. The 1952 issue features President Abraham Lincoln on the front and 2 ears of wheat on the reverse. This particular penny was minted in Denver, which is why it carries the D mint mark. It's important to note that this coin was produced during a time of post-war prosperity, making it an interesting piece for collectors. Let's take a closer look at the large date. This feature is a distinguishing characteristic of the 1952 penny, setting it apart from the small date variety of the same year. Now, let's talk about its dirty condition. A coin in this state will show noticeable dirt, grime, or discoloration. While this may not appeal to all collectors, it can add a unique character to the piece. Sometimes the story behind how a coin got dirty can be just as interesting as the coin itself. So what's the value of a 1952 Lincoln wheat penny with a large date D mint mark? And in dirty condition in today's market, you can typically expect this coin to be valued between 10 and 25 cents. The exact value can vary depending on the extent of the dirtiness and overall wear on the coin. Even though it's not a high-value coin, it can still be a nice addition to a collection, especially for those focused on the wheat penny series. While dirty coins may not always attract top dollar, they can still be quite appealing to certain collectors. Many enthusiasts appreciate the history and character that comes with a coin that has been in circulation for decades. The 1952 Lincoln penny serves as a reminder of a bygone era, and owning one, even in a less than perfect condition, can provide a connection to that time. In conclusion, the 1952 Lincoln wheat penny with a large date and D mint mark in dirty condition has a market value of around 10 to 25 cents. While it may not break the bank, it's a noteworthy piece for any collection, especially for those who appreciate the stories that come with each coin. Next up, the 1947 Lincoln wheat penny with a large date and D mint mark in very fine condition. If you're curious about its value in today's auction market, you're in the right place. So stick around as we break it all down for you. The Lincoln wheat penny series was first minted in 1909 and continued until 1958. These coins are known for their iconic wheat ears on the reverse side, symbolizing America's agricultural heritage. The 1947 Lincoln wheat penny is part of the post-World War II era, a time when the U.S. was recovering from the war and coins were minted in large numbers. The D-mint mark on this coin indicates it was produced in Denver, which minted over 194 million pennies that year. So, while it's not the rarest of Lincoln pennies, it still holds value, especially in higher grades. Let's talk about the condition of this coin. The 1947 D-wheat penny, in very fine condition, means it's been circulated but still retains some nice detail. You can expect the major features like Lincoln's face, the lettering, and the wheat stalks on the reverse side to be clear, though there might be some wear on the high points. A coin in very fine condition is typically graded between 20 and 35 on the coin grading scale. While it's not mint state, it's still desirable to collectors who are looking for a solid example of this classic penny. Now, let's get into the part you've been waiting for: the value as of today. A 1947 Lincoln wheat penny with D-mint mark in very fine condition is generally valued between $0.15 to $0.50. This range can vary based on the coin's exact state and the demand in the market at the time of sale. However, in an auction setting, particularly for a penny in exceptional very fine condition, prices can occasionally reach higher. Some collectors might be willing to pay a premium for coins with attractive toning, minimal damage, or sentimental value. Several factors can influence the value of this coin. First, its historical significance as a post-war penny adds to its appeal. Second, the number of surviving examples in higher grades like very fine, and finally, the overall demand in the current coin market. Keep in mind that coin values can fluctuate over time, so it's always a good idea to check recent sales or consult with a professional appraiser before making a purchase or sale. So, there you have it. The 1947 Lincoln wheat penny with D-mint mark in very fine condition may not make you rich, but it's a wonderful piece of history and a solid addition to any collection. If you've got one sitting around, be sure to check its condition and get it appraised if you're looking to sell. Next up, the 1949 Lincoln wheat penny with a large date and an S mint mark in fine condition. The Lincoln wheat penny was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The 1949 edition of this coin is part of a series that reflects the economic recovery following World War II. The S mint mark indicates that this penny was minted in San Francisco, where just over 100 million pennies were produced that year. While the 1949 Lincoln penny is not considered particularly rare, collectors appreciate its historical significance and design. Now, let's talk about the condition of this coin. A 1949 Lincoln wheat penny in fine condition typically means it has been circulated but still retains some recognizable detail. In fine condition, you'll see a clear image of Lincoln's profile, along with some visible lines and details in the wheat ears on the reverse side. Coins in fine condition are generally graded between 10 and 20 on the coin grading scale, indicating moderate wear but still collectible for enthusiasts. So how much is this coin worth today? As of now, a 1949 Lincoln wheat penny with an S mint mark in fine condition is valued between $0.25 to $1. The exact value can vary depending on factors like the coin's condition, market demand, and any unique features it may have. In auction settings, collectors might bid a bit higher for this coin if it has attractive toning or other appealing characteristics, so it's worth keeping an eye on recent sales. Several factors can affect the value of your 1949 Lincoln penny. Firstly, the historical context of the coin can impact its desirability. Secondly, the number of well-preserved examples in the market plays a role. Lastly, current trends in coin collecting can influence demand. If you have one of these coins, it's a good idea to stay informed about the coin market, as values can fluctuate based on supply and demand. And there you have it. The 1949 Lincoln wheat penny with an S mint mark in fine condition might not break the bank, but it's a cherished piece of history and a fantastic addition to any collection. If you're lucky enough to own one, be sure to take good care of it. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more coin content, and ring the bell for notifications on our latest uploads.